Hello friends, welcome to today's class. Today in this class we are going to discuss about class ninth topic, that is called the snake and the mirror. Okay, from the unit humor. What do you mean by humor? Funny, comic. That's what humor is. Okay, so from that humor we have three different lessons all about funny things. Okay, make you laugh. So in this first lesson, the topic, the snake and the mirror. Okay, what do you mean by this animal character lesson? Okay, folk tales these all are, where animals are main characters. So snake, it's a poisonous cobra. Generally you know that it's a poisonous one. And the mirror, what is mirror? Mirror tells you about your truth, about your naturality, originality. It says, mirror always says the truth whenever you come in front of mirror. So many stories were there when a tiger saw its own reflection and fell into the well. So like that, some animals has the tendency to attract to themselves, okay, whenever they find another image. So like that only here also story is all about. It's the snake and the mirror. It's a story of homeopath, okay, bachelor. So it's a narration actually written by V.M. Bashir from Malayalam writer. So he actually narrated the story to someone. So that same story he translated in English. So here one more narration. So the narrator is narrating another narration. That is what the narration is all about. Okay, so here some of the key points I have written. So after reading the whole textbook, you break it up in different points so that it will be easy for you to understand. So first point, what do you should know, that is about friends talking about snakes. Some friends were talking about snakes, the topic snakes. Okay, so some were saying that I have seen snake, I almost met snake, like that. So the author, he was telling his own story to his friends. So what that story was, he was explaining in the form of narration. So what happened, he was actually a bachelor homeopath doctor. He was staying in a rented room, okay, on top of a house. So one day after having his supper, he returned to his room. It was not electrified, means there was no electric supply. So he opened his all dress up and he was ready with some books he was reading. There was a mirror and one comb and one briefcase, some small items, and homeopath related some medicines, and one materiala medica, some book was also there. So it was too hot on that night. So he was moving here and there. He was reading some material of medicines. So it was some sounds he heard. It was common sound because generally rats were moving on that babble means the falling slope of a roof, okay, roof slope, one part, that is called babble. So it was common for him, so he thought that it was maybe rats moving and there. So suddenly while he was reading, he had many thoughts in his mind. He looked at himself. He wanted to praise himself. He was boosting himself that he was a doctor, bachelor, and unmarried, single. So he would like to keep his mustache thin and make his hair parting so that he looks more handsome. He was boasting about his handsomeness. So he wanted to marry a fat woman doctor who had plenty of money and medical setup, so that he would be benefited from that. In while these many thoughts, what happened? So that's what narrator's house here. You see, narrator and his house. The house was rented. There was no electricity, and narrator, he was bachelor. He was thinking of himself handsome, and he had meagre income. Means what? Very less income. Okay, so simple persons, few dress and one black coat which he was wearing then. So this was about the narrator and his future plans. He was planning to marry to a fat medical doctor who had plenty of money and medical setup. Next up, snakes landing and the reaction. So finally, while he was thinking, suddenly a third sound, dull sound came. As soon as he looked, he found that his arm was twisted with coiled, okay, by a poisonous snake. Suddenly it was just landed on his shoulder, and his hood was just 3 inches away from his face. Death was almost near to him. He could not move and could not even breathe also, because he knew that if he could do such thing, the snake would bite him. That's why he was sitting like a statue, man with the flesh. That's all. So finally, snake's attraction. So in this way, he was standing and holding his breath, and finally the snake saw the mirror, and slowly it slithered. Slithered means slipped away from his body and moved towards the mirror. After that, he ran as much as he could and ran to his friend's house, and there he applied oil bath, everything, and he got fresh up. And next morning when he visited back, back he found that the house was robbed off. Okay, nothing was there except a vest, dirty vest. Then he realized that even the snake also, or the thief who might have stolen all those things, might have the sense of cleanliness, because that vest was dirty and not washed properly. That was his narration to all the friends. All friends were, wow, shocked. You escaped from snake. What a fantastic achievement. Like that they thought. Finally they asked whether he married a fat woman doctor. He said he married to a sprinter. Why he wanted to marry? Because if he had made a mistake and wanted to run away, that fat lady could not catch him. That's why he wanted to marry a fat woman doctor. But unfortunately he married a slim and sprinter. Okay, that's what this narration is all about, by Mr. Vaiko Muhammad Bashir, a famous Malayalam writer, humanist, novelist, freedom fighter, and short storyteller. He was so noted for his down to earth writing of style. Okay, that's what his style of writing. That's the important part. Down to earth means he makes everyone equal. That's why he was very notably known as a well established writer. Okay, he is famous for translating many of his Malayalam writings into other languages. So this is one of the Malayalam story written in English. Okay, and he was the recipient of Padma Shri also. That's what V.M. Bashir story, The Snake and the Mirror. Okay, these all are the main key points. Read the textbook thoroughly. Find some difficult verse. Meager. Meager means very small. Okay, babble. Babble means the part on that sloping roof. Some are there here. Okay, these vermilion, very poisonous. These all some words, keywords are there. Underline and note it down and write down their meanings. This is what for you, The Snake and the Mirror from the unit humor, means funny or looks comic. This is what today's class from 9th. So hope you like this. Okay, if you have any views, advices, please comment on my comment box, and do share and subscribe my channel as much as possible. That's it for today. Thank you and have a wonderful day.